33.
34?
I don't know.
35, 36, 37, 38. Welcome to the Broken Chatbox. I hope we're live. Okay, good.
Hell
Twitch
yeah.
is giving me a warning. It's like, you're not live. And I'm like, what? I am live. I pushed the button, I swear. Anyways, we're live. Welcome to the Broken Chatbox. Today, I am joined by my newbie friend, Evann The Tank. Go ahead and say hello.
Yo, what up? Evan the Tank here. We're about to play some Overwatch. Let's do
Yeah,
it.
today we're playing some Overwatch, and we're going to be talking about probably Overwatch, and probably a little bit of League of Legends. Those are basically the two games that I played this week that I actually have anything interesting to say. Evan, you don't play a lot of games these days, so I don't know how much input you're going to be.
Well, I'll get as much as I can.
Yeah, he'll get as much as he can. And then I also played more Ori and the Blind Forest. Also, CES is going on, so there's some tech stuff that we can also talk about, AMD and stuff like that. Let's go ahead and play some quick match. Quick play?
Yeah, let's go.
Sorry,
I
just realized my laptop is literally over my mouse, so I need to move my setup a little bit. Let's go ahead and do that.
You gotta get some space, man.
Yeah, I mean, I spent an hour setting up before every show, but today I woke up late, so
I mean,
it's fine.
you gotta get a table.
I do need a
Can't use
table.
that
I
small
have a table. It's covered in glasses, empty bottles, empty cans, and a printer. Oh, and there's a vase lamp thing on there that doesn't work because I broke it.
You can definitely
my
just
mother.
move some shit. You can definitely just move some stuff around.
You see my desk. My desk has like nothing on it except for what I
have
need.
seen it. I have seen
pretty
it.
ridiculous.
I have seen it. And you've seen my desk, and it's like
Yours
roomy
isn't
as
a
hell.
desk. Yours is a full-on table.
It is a table.
Like you could lay on that thing.
You could. You very well could.
For
I mean,
mine, a toddler would lay on it and fall off on its side, just straight up.
well,
It is not safe.
here we go.
Anyways, let's talk about Overwatch because that's basically what we've been playing for the last 2 days. 3 days?
Right.
2 days. Probably 2 days. What are we gonna need? Probably a tank. I don't know. Are you gonna play tank? That would be so meta.
No, I mean, why not? I mean, I am the
Me
tank.
as well? Okay. Well, play a tank. I will play somebody I'm terrible with.
Because-
Let's play
because
McCree.
Zarya.
Let's go. So I first time played Overwatch 2 days ago. Well, technically I played in the alpha.
We're skirmishing currently, so I'm gonna mess around with some Torb.
We are,
Let's
aren't
do
we?
it.
Well, that's boring. Are any of these things destructible? Yes. I'm gonna sit here, and move this thing. I just now realized when you walk into a suitcase, it doesn't move it. You have to like shoot it. Who has a lot of bullets? Let's go to Bastion for a moment. So yeah, I played Overwatch for the first time because Evan the Tank ended up deciding that he wanted me to play it a lot. And so,
Oh yeah.
yeah, and he's probably going to end up streaming it eventually once we end up setting that up, which is actually something we can talk about on this podcast as well, just streaming in general. Give us topics. We're out of topics because there ain't shit for news for this week.
Yeah, we need some time.
There's a few like there's a few like rumors and a few game announcements, but nothing really interesting that's going on. So that's kind of
These
boring.
guys are camping our spawn.
Are they? Oh my god, my game
Yeah,
volume
they're
is really
literally-
loud, I just realized, so I need to turn it down. Let's go ahead and
They
go to options
are
and
literally right outside the spawn.
Well, I mean, it's a
Why are
skirmish.
we?
So if you've never played Overwatch, what we're doing right now is we're basically waiting for people. Is that what's going on? I just showed up from the other side. They didn't even see me.
We're in a skirmish currently.
Yeah, we're basically waiting. But I actually like Overwatch quite a bit. A lot more than I thought I was originally going to, I will say. Because... Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Now we're
yes,
leaving a game.
finally.
And now we're joining a game.
We are in a game.
Alright, sweet.
Let's get legit.
Yeah, so I played in the closed alpha. I played like 2 games of it, and it was really terrible performance-wise back when I ended up first playing it. And that kind of ruined it for me. And the field of view was really, really low, so I was kind of getting sick when I was trying it. And just like, that kind of jaded my opinion of it quite bad. But now that I'm playing it with a friend, I've actually been enjoying it quite a lot. So that's fun. I see why everyone likes it so much. But at the same time, I
know,
don't
right?
understand the overhype for it. Haha, I made a pun.
It's alright. Then they just need to release a bunch of more characters, and then this game will get a lot better because they'll only be allowed 1 character per game.
Yeah, that would actually be pretty cool. That's like one of my main complaints of the game right now. Like next to the fact that it kind of has some display issues I'll talk about in a minute. Like I don't like having the same character on both teams. I feel like it's a much more interesting
Yeah,
when there's,
that's one
a
of
mix.
that's definitely one of the things that kind of like I don't like two Lucios because you Lucio will break it down and the other Lucio's like, oh well, I gotta break it down too.
Yeah, it's kind of like a self counter almost. It's like, hey, you've got this, so
Exactly.
I'm gonna, I put up a mirror, so I'm gonna put up a mirror, and now there's just infinite mirror vision, which means there's nothing there, and it's like, all right,
The
well,
curtain.
and it also kind of like feels undiverse when that happens as well. Like this is the same problem in League of Legends too, and Dota. Basically, you'd have two characters both on both teams, and it just kind of feels like, all right, cool, which one is this, and it doesn't feel as diverse. But those games to where the teams are completely different, that is fun. Also, those are lasers. I don't know how well I'm going to play this game while talking, because I
Oh.
haven't actually tried doing a show or anything like this. Also, Evan, you fucking got wrecked.
I mean, I tried to take all the turrets out like really quickly,
Woo, double kill.
but I got
Ow.
half of the turrets
Ow.
before
Damn it.
I ended up dying.
I just tried taking out the rest of them, but I'm a Kree, so I had 2 shots where I was dead. There's one more. There you go. So yeah, that's a major problem with the game so far, and I feel like there isn't enough characters. But at the same time, I
We
kind of
have a
understand why.
Widowmaker in our spawn zone,
Oh,
which
hello,
is so fun.
person. I'm gonna try sniping you with a revolver that I'm absolutely terrible at playing right now. I also just woke up before the podcast, and so like I'm not in my gaming space right now. I'm like trying to figure out how this is all gonna work out for me. I missed. Damn. Another
Alright, we got
problem I
them.
have with the game though is like the kind of readability issues. Like there's giant AoE skills, and you just don't really know where
Oh
they're gonna
yeah,
hit. It's I don't know.
yeah. It's kind of terrible at sometimes. Like the Hanzo
Yeah.
ultimate.
So Hanzo has like an arrow to where it makes dragons and it goes through walls and shit, but it does not
Yeah.
signify that at all when he uses it. So it's just kind of like you're randomly taking damage and you're like, okay, what's hurting me? And then you as you play, it gets better because you learn everything and you
Yeah.
learn sound cues and visual cues and things like that. But like as a beginner player, it's abhorrent, and as like a spectator or something like that, like if you're watching the game, you have no clue what's going on. So that's a
I
huge thing they
mean,
need to fix.
normally these kind of games are kind of like though, because it's all the
Yeah.
strategy, different style of just tactics. More knowledge, the better you're gonna play.
Yeah, but at the
Typically
same
how
time,
it's
they need to
gonna
make it
be.
so that people know what's going on. Like, if you watch like a game of like League of Legends, right? You can kind of get a general idea of, oh, they're going to attack this dragon, or like they have giant like round circles for everything that's going to deal damage. So people can be like, oh, if they're in that red circle, it's going to hurt the purple people, you know? And this game doesn't really have that, unfortunately. I'm sure they will. They'll figure it out over time. And I've
Right.
been reading some stuff about it, and it seems like they have made steps to make it better, as they are kind of trying to go big in the whole esports thing.
Yeah, which is I really kind of like about it. I mean, honest, the esports. I like the esports, and when games make it up there, and games really try hard to get it, focus towards it, it makes it look really good.
Oh my god, that diva just blocked my ult, and I'm kind of disappointed. I think the esports thing, I think when they first released Overwatch, they kind of pushed it a little bit too much. They're like, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do esports because they funded it a lot. But as the game's kind of grown, I can tell why they did that because one, it's a big money thing, and everything Blizzard has to have esports. I mean, Heroes of the Storm, which is probably the most casual game they've ever released, has like an esports scene because they funded it. But at the same time, like, I don't know, I feel like they pushed it too early, and so it didn't really get a natural involvement. But I'm kind of glad to see now that it is kind of getting that natural involvement, and the game is, getting balanced and evolved in a way that is actually more interesting than I would have expected to begin with. Although I will say, I'm terrible at this game.
I'm pretty bad as well, but I feel like I'm a lot better than a lot of the people I could play against, though.
Oh yeah,
I feel
like I'm not
like.
gonna say I'm like terrible, but like I'm probably above average just because I know how to play first-person shooters. But it definitely takes some getting used to all the abilities and things like that. The last hero shooter I played was Battleborn, and that game's like impossible to play now, thanks to its dead
Is it?
community. Yeah, like it takes like
Oh,
2
the
or 3 hours to
community
fight a
dies
fucking
so
game.
quickly. See, I knew that. Honestly, I kind of knew that game wasn't gonna last very long. To be honest, like when it came out, it was like if people try to compare it with Overwatch. it's not what it
Yeah,
was.
it's not Overwatch at all. It is it's basically a first-person MOBA, and it's actually extremely fun. I like it for different reasons than I like Overwatch. I like Overwatch because it's like fast-paced and crazy, and it's got, you know, the interesting sort of thing. But like the characters in that game, I felt were a little bit more interesting. They had a little bit more unique personalities. They didn't have as many, I don't think. How many characters do they have in this now? It's like 20 or something like that.
23.
23. Yeah, I don't think Battleborn has that many. I think they have 14 or something like that. But like,
that sounds terrible.
that game it's more of a MOBA. Well, they've released more since I've played, because I played a little bit closer to launch. So they've added like a bunch of new characters and things like that. They're doing a paid DLC route though, which is also adding to the problem of it even growing, because people see it and they're like, oh shit, well I have to buy this DLC too. And then, yeah, god damn it, the sniper is killing me left and right. I can't even get to the battlefield.
That sniper's doing a lot of work right now.
And then, yeah, Battleborn just kind of died off because, yeah, it got compared to Overwatch, which was stupid, because I never met a single person that played both games that was saying, like, yo, they're the same game. No, everyone's like, no, it's a completely different game with a completely different goal, completely different character. Like, even just the way they designed their characters was completely different. But it had a somewhat similar art style, and then it had basically the fact that it was a hero shooter. And then everyone's like, oh, yeah, they're the same game. And it's like, no, they're not. That's kind of like saying that League of Legends and Heroes of the Storm are the same game. Like, they're sort of, but no. They play completely different, and the way that you kind of complete your objectives is completely different. It's, yeah, different games. It's very disappointing. Also, that was a terrible example because they're both MOBAs. It'd be kind of like comparing, let's say, Borderlands to Call of Duty. It's more along that
that'd
line.
probably be more accurate.
So, yeah, and actually, that's kind of what it feels like. And sometimes, I want to kill that sniper, but I am terrible with shooting, and I can't get a headshot off, and I can't hold long enough to actually get my dead eye off.
Holding it so well, and we have this.
Oh, damn it! Ugh. I had my high noon set up, which is an instant kill, by the way, and I was like, I have it, and I was gonna shoot him, and then he shot me first. That's disappointing.
These guys are doing really well.
Well, we got 3 minutes to overtake them. I think we can do it.
I think we can too. We just gotta take care of this sniper right fast.
Probably. Yeah, once we get him down, then I can actually go up and fight. I'm gonna try going up in this doorway over here, following the enemy McCree.
I fell. I almost got the.
Oh shit! Enemy McCree's gonna kill me.
Symmetra.
Ah, crap. Oh yeah, I have a stun. This is another problem I'm having with the game right now. This has nothing to do with the game. It's just me, because I'm new to it. I forget what abilities each character has, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go into this fight, and so I'm having some problems with the whole, like, I guess on the split second sort of reactions. Like on League of Legends, I know immediately what I want to do. I'm like, I'm gonna do this, 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 this. In this game, I'm like, oh
I just
shit.
got teabagged. How unfortunate.
Got teabagged?
Yeah.
You can crouch in this game, which means you can teabag people. It's pretty great. I fucking hate that sniper.
Right?
I hate him.
I'm trying to destroy that sniper with like everything I have. So I'm gonna go kill them like now.
I should switch characters. We can switch characters whenever you want. So I could end up switching to like a sniper or something like that and just sniping him out. Except I'm also terrible at sniping. So I don't know if that would help or not. Seems like what we need to do is come from the other side and go up on that top path. If we can get there.
We need to destroy that shield generator. That's the problem.
Is that going to be behind their base? Do you know where it's located, or?
It's exactly where the Widowmaker is.
Oh man. All right. Well. Sounds like I'm switching to a sniper after I inevitably die from this diva, who I might end up winning. Go down, go down, go down. They're all watching me like, oh no. They had their blocky thing up as I was just sitting there aiming. Is there a health pack down here? No, I picked it up. Damn it. Okay. I don't know. Do you want to go sniper? Are you good at sniping in this game?
Am I?
Yeah. Are you good at sniping? I'm terrible.
I mean, I'm all right. I don't know. I don't really know. I haven't played too many snipers.
I am now Widowmaker. One thing I gotta give this game props for is you can switch characters whenever you want. So like, let's say the enemy kind of switches their team up, you can be like, oh, we need to do this and stuff like that, which is actually really interesting. A lot of games, it's like you kind of get a comp set up, and then it's like, oh, well, this comp sucks for against this team, and then you're just kind of like stuck for the entire match. Luckily, this game kind of gets around that by being like, oh, well, you can react to how they're changing. Oh, God, it's getting pushed back pretty far. That's bad.
Yeah. Luckily,
Yeah,
it can't go back too far.
um, I don't know. It might be actually to our advantage because we can get behind and get to that shield generator and destroy it, which means that we can actually just push up without them having one. That would be nice, unless they picked it
Okay,
up.
I just dropped the Widowmaker down.
Oh, no, I got attacked from behind. I don't know where you guys went.
Alright, I took out that shield generator. Oh my god, I need to run.
One thing I will say about the characters, though, a lot of people have been talking so much positivity about the characters and their design and everything like that. I'm not going to praise their characters as much, because while for gaming, like in the gaming space, especially modern like AAA titles and stuff like that, they're pretty good.
Honestly, I feel like if they once they add like a more variety of characters, like I feel like the characters there's not enough yet. That's just like I feel like that's the only
Well,
problem.
like I'm talking more about like standalone, like each character as themselves. I feel like they relied too much on kind of like one persona, and they just kind of like didn't really go to how can we diversify this. They instead went with the stereotype, cliche, or whatever, and that makes them relatable. But at the same time, I don't feel like their characters are nearly as unique as people have been like trying to praise the game for being, which is a bit unfortunate. I was looking forward to it.
I had to commend that Widowmaker. That was unbearable.
That was. Probably should have commended them. Oh well, too late now. I can go through and
That's
check
one thing I
everyone's
do
stats.
like about this game, though. That's one thing I really like is the player, like the player, props. Oh hey, that person
Yeah, there's
did
like a little
really
optional
awesome. So
commend
you could
thing.
just be like, hey, props to that Widowmaker. Like, make them feel good.
I'm gonna go Diva this match. Let's do Diva. She's probably my favorite character so far, I would say. She's the most fun for me to play because you get to drive a mech and she shoots things. A lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the characters relied on one concept too much. Like a great example, like a great counterexample is games like League of Legends. Because League of Legends has an amazing cast, and pretty much every character has a very unique personality that feels like a person and everything like that. Like even down to the basics of I don't know. There's a few exceptions. Like the recent Camille is actually getting pretty bashed because her character is very lame.
It's pretty stale.
And there's some characters that their mechanics don't necessarily match. Like Skarner right now, they introduced some new mechanics and stuff like that to him that don't feel like him, but they've acknowledged that. And they're like, yeah, we're changing it. It's just going to take us time because, they don't have all the resources to do that 24/7. But like, I don't know. It feels like even some of the starter characters that they had that they've barely changed over like the 7 years that game has been going. Like Annie, for example, she is a little demon girl. She was like tried to get like a demon tried to possess her even, and then she's like no, and she captured it inside of a little bear. But her entire character's concept is like she's just a fun-loving child that has fun with fire, and she's kind of a demon child. And so all of her kind of emotes, all the way she kind of like all the way down to her walking animation, I'll say, is a great example to where, she's just skipping around the battlefield. Whenever she goes up to object, she's like waves at it and shit. And like that feels so much more like it has a live personality than in Overwatch. A lot of the animations are just kind of like, we need a walking animation, and it's more function over form, which is a bit disappointing.
I can understand that, but I kind of feel like they have a lot of character in my
Oh,
opinion.
they do. I'm not saying it's bad. They did a good job. It's just that it doesn't have nearly as much as everyone's praising it to be. Like, people were trying to say, like, oh, it's better than League of Legends characters and things like that. And, like, honestly, I don't see it. Like, it's getting there. I'm sure they'll add more and more. And they have, like, personalized little things. Like, for New Year's, they have everyone saying their New Year's resolutions and stuff, which is cute. And I feel like if they do more of that, it'll add more personality.
I think they'll just, with future updates and events, I feel like the game will get where it needs to be.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a good game already. I don't want to make it sound like I'm bashing the game. But, like, overall, I just feel like the characters are maybe not as good as they could have been. Or not to the level that everyone's praising it. Because they're saying, like, they're the best characters in video games ever. And I'm like, not really.
They do have a lot of personality, though.
Yeah, in comparison to the rest of the gaming industry, hell yeah, they are really good characters. And I'm not trying to bash the characters in their own. Like, it's just that it's a bit more reliant on cliches and things like that. And there's certain things, like there's kind of like jokesy things. Reaper's a great example of this one, to where he drops his guns instead of reloading.
Oh
And I
yeah,
feel like that's one of those things to where they were thinking like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if he just dropped his weapons instead of reloading them? And they didn't really think, how does this fit this character? Instead, they just found a character that it sort of fit. As in, to where games like League of Legends or something like that, like let's say Annie, again, has the bear that she possessed. Like, that's actually a gameplay mechanic. She summons a bear. And they actually, like, say, hey, that would personify this character because she's a little girl and a demon was trying to possess her, and she possessed the demon and turned it into her bear. Like, and it's, like, part of her character and her personality, to whereas some of the kind of jokes and things and the emotes that they do in this game, in Overwatch, they just feel like they're there as kind of jokes, and they don't really tie into the character as much as maybe they should. Not that that's bad.
Well,
but
no,
yeah.
I will admit there's actually quite a bit of backstory for a lot of characters in this game. But I see what you're saying by that. But I feel like there's a lot of story to it, but they just haven't really
put it into the
time
game,
into the story. Like that's the problem. It's just like they haven't put any time in the story yet.
Yeah. Well, they have like the outside story stuff that you can end up checking out, but not everyone's going to. I'm just talking about like in-game type stuff. I will say, though, like, over time, I'm sure that'll get better. Maybe they'll start doing what they do with League of Legends, to where it's like, characters will start interacting with each other and stuff like that in interesting ways to kind of give you bits of the story. Like, let's say every time Gnosis is against Renekton, they'll be like, hello, brother. It's like, okay, well, cool, and it kind of gives you a general idea of the story and gives a little bit more personification to that without actually, like, adding a straight in your face, this is what's going on.
Yeah, I can understand.
And then, like, Skarner is another example to where he's from a crystal land. It's like, everything in this world is strange to me. It kind of suggests, like, I'm from a different world.
Yep, exactly.
And that's one thing that League of Legends has done way better than any other game I've ever seen. And obviously, League of Legends has been around for 7 years. So, obviously, they've got a lot of backing.
They'll be around for future as well.
Yeah, so they've got a lot of backing. So maybe it's unfair to compare them to that. But, like, at the same time, Overwatch has a lot of room to grow, but it is great so far. It is extremely fun. I enjoy it a lot. I will say, I'm not a big fan of first-person shooters generally, so it's pretty easy to say it's my favorite first-person shooter.
This one is?
Yeah, I'd say for multiplayer right now.
Nice.
I like Doom. That's my favorite single-player one right now. That was in my top 5 games of last year. Check out that video. I worked a lot on it. Top 5 games of 2016. Also, we got wrecked.
Oh, no. Oh my goodness.
First Overwatch game on stream. We lost. Yeah. Wait, no, we played another one, but we still lost. Whatever.
They were just pushing pretty hard. I mean,
well, it was the same team both matches. We got wrecked. Should we requeue for new teams, or?
That's honestly up to you.
All right, we'll requeue for new teams. Mix it up so we're not getting destroyed every single game. That guy just got all the cleanup.
Quadruple kill. That's how you do it.
So to segue, we've also been playing League of Legends, unless you have closing comments on Overwatch.
No, League of Legends it is.
Alright, oops, I accidentally left the group too. How do I leave with the group?
There's a check mark.
Oh, I missed it. I was trying to hurry. That was my bad. I haven't actually hosted. Evan's been hosting. I've only been playing with him, except for when I played solo when you were gone for a minute.
Yeah.
And, so he's been hosting everything, so I have no idea what I'm doing.
That's why I figured I'd let you do it right now. Since,
may as well learn on stream, right?
May as well learn on stream. That's how you want to do it, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we've been playing a lot of League of Legends, though. I've been learning the top lane.
Oh, yeah, and I normally run the jungle.
Yeah, you've been running the jungle, which has actually helped me learning top lane quite a bit, because you're able to help me out when I inevitably screw up.
Right.
So for people that don't know...
Normally you carry as Gnosis, so it's pretty good.
Yeah, so people who don't know, League of Legends has multiple lanes and stuff like that. Just go look it up. Yeah, so I've been learning the top lane. Normally I play either mid lane or bot as like a support. I'm going to play Mei this game. And so... I'm used to like squishies, assassins, AP carries, and things like that, and I've been playing the top lane, mainly Gnosis, Nidalee, and Teemo, although I've been mixing it up here and there with like a Malphite or a Pantheon or something like that, although I'm terrible with them. But like that's been a challenge, because the way that top lane works is completely different than the way bot lane works. It's
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's been a long time since I played the top lane. I remember back in it was like season 3, I think. I played top lane like nonstop, and Nasus was one of my best champions back then. And so he was an easy transition now. But like the meta in that game has changed so much over the years that like it's a completely different top lane.
Um, I don't know. I feel like we're back to season 3 in in League of Legends.
I don't know. It is starting to feel a little bit more like it used to. Like they've gotten rid of a lot of the BS, but they've also added in new and interesting mechanics to the game as well. They've gotten rid of all the BS in jungle, which makes me actually like the jungle again.
Right.
Yeah,
I love
I
the
kind of
jungle
like
now.
smite buffs though. I don't know.
Honestly, I didn't really like that shit. I thought that was not. I thought that brought like a really crazy aspect that you had to abide by.
No, that's true. So for
Like
people
you,
who don't know, in
like
League of Legends, you had to smite creatures in the jungle, and it would actually give you a specific buff and stuff like that. And they ended up removing those this season. So, yeah, I don't know. I kind of liked it because it made it so that some characters had a different path in the jungle that they would take based off of the buff they get. And so, like,
yeah, but
D
it
would
also
start
had to
Gromp, and
force
then, like,
certain
Nidalee would start
characters
Blue, and,
to a certain role too.
yeah, it did kind of do that. I don't know, but when they removed it, it killed Nidalee jungle. Just straight up, they killed Nidalee jungle. It's so disappointing. She has the lowest win rate in League of Legends right now, which is...
Oh, that is terrible.
Yeah, it's kind of sad. It makes me miss it, because I like Nidalee. She's one of my favorite champions. She's still great as an AP carry, so I've been playing her top lane and destroying. So, that works out. But she's not so great in the jungle anymore. I don't like how this is going.
Yeah, and we both got it. We all got just pushed so
Yeah,
far
everyone
up.
got pushed back, and I'm just sitting there shooting. Like, I could set up a wall, but what is that going to do? I should have set up a wall.
Oh, you should have set up a wall.
I should have set up a
That should
wall.
have been that should have been the instinct you should have done.
I'm not... Yeah, I don't have instincts about this game yet. I have to think about everything I have to do, so... Me talking and playing this game at the same time is kind of hard right now.
Right.
I'll figure it
I
out.
get
I'll
it.
get to it. It's all about building up those skills. Also, we've lost it. What up?
Damn, the one time you put a wall up, you messed up my hook.
You're welcome. You're all trying to grab someone, and then all of a sudden you grab some ice. Oh, hey, there's a flying person. Let's freeze them out of the sky. Freeze you. Okay, never mind. They just killed me instead. Did they get away or did they die? They died. Okay.
I died. I murdered them.
That's good. So this game's fun. I don't know what else to say. What have you been doing on League of Legends Law? Just jungling pretty much, right?
Jungling with the new Vi. The Vi is pretty interesting because she's so strong in the jungle. She can clear it so quickly, as well as she's got like one of the best sustains right now, and it's like elo low jungling,
Free low.
That's how, free low jungling. That's how it works.
I haven't played her. I need to play her.
Yeah, I just not got to like rank 5 on her, so.
Not subbing. I'm surprised you're not subbing yet, but you keep getting A ranks instead of S ranks because everyone's playing her right now.
Exactly, it's because everyone's playing her, and I'm not so great. But I mean, I keep getting like really good stuff going on.
I don't know. We've been wrecking, especially when we're duo. Get me fed as Gnosis, and then the game's over.
Yeah, right. That rift buff OP.
That rift buff. It's kind of ridiculous, that rift buff, because it adds, I think it's like 300 damage or something like that onto my Q. Which is...
Yeah, it gets so nuts.
It's so dumb.
Oh no. Our teammate switched off of the other tank. So we have no more meat.
Oh yeah, one thing I have noticed with this guy's just going to sit there and blow up. Yep. One thing I have noticed about Overwatch is it has the same problem League of Legends does. Sometimes you'll get teammates that have no clue what they're doing. Which is, that's unfortunate. But you say that gets better when you get into, like, the competitive and stuff like that, though.
It does. It does get better because, like, then people actually care enough, because they don't want to have a shitty competitive rank. And people want to get gold weapons. So people want to try to win.
Okay.
So, like, that alone right there already gives, like, people enough, enough
Enough
to
incentive.
just, like... Yeah, there you go. That's the word. That's the word exactly I was looking for. Enough incentive to just decide to work together instead of like being angry at each other, being toxic, saying somebody sucks for no reason.
Although we've run into a few of them on here so far.
Oh, but that's just what quick play is all about.
That's just online video games. It's just like
Yeah,
any
that's
game you play.
just.
This is gonna be like somebody's gonna be toxic eventually. I was getting yelled at because I was playing Mercy, and me and Evan were flying in the air. He was playing Farah, is her name? Yeah.
Yep.
Farah. And I was just following him in the air, and they're yelling at me because I wasn't healing people on the ground. I'm like, I'm flying.
You want to do that now? We can win.
Sure, let's try it.
Let's do it.
Let's go. Let's go for this.
Since we got a Zenyatta.
We've got a Zenyatta. You've been playing a lot of her.
Well, no, Zenyatta's the robot guy.
Oh. Zarya is the person you play. I don't know the name.
Zarya is the. Yeah, Zarya is the
Sorry.
one.
They started
that
with
I
a
play- I've
Z.
been
I was
playing a
close
lot.
enough. Don't yell at me.
No.
People are gonna hate on me. Now that I played
Alright.
Overwatch, people are gonna hate on me. That's the cool thing to do, right?
They're gonna be like-
Hate Overwatch.
They're gonna be like, "What the fuck you talking about?" Calling Zarya
Well, I don't know. They could have been
Zenyatta.
like, "Oh, he's been playing a lot of the robot guy. I don't know why he called him a girl." And then
Alright,
you
so-
corrected me and made me look like a fool.
All right, so hey, look out the. Come over here. What are you doing?
Where are you? Where are
Look
you?
for
Oh,
green.
you're over there.
Look for
Okay,
green.
hi. What's going on?
All
Oh,
right,
the store opens.
You see this? You see this one out this window? You see that platform over there?
Are we flying?
Yeah, we're gonna fly over there.
Okay. I'm probably
So
gonna
just be
fall in
ready.
the ocean and die, but let's go.
Don't do that though. So you know what I'm saying? Like don't.
Yeah, don't die. Don't die. That seems
don't
to be the goal
die.
of every video game ever, even Bejeweled.
Hey, I mean honestly, I feel like if not dying in this game is very more important. You know that good grammar right there.
Yeah. You know what to expect when you listen to Evan. Ah! Oh god, I almost fell. Okay. I need to glide right in there. Sweet. Okay, we're here. And we're getting shot at. Shoot back. So I actually like Mercy. She's my favorite support so far, I think. Oh, I died.
Oh no.
There was a lot of people there, by the way. There was a lot more people than I expected. So they knew what we were planning. They knew exactly what we were planning. Yeah, I think
Oh.
Mercy's my favorite support so far.
I actually almost killed all three of them.
Well, that's good. I died.
But I ended up only killing Lucio, but Soldier came around and kept healing up and everything, and I was like, damn it.
What? So I don't know, you've been saying Mercy's kind of lacking on the healing, but I kind of like her as a support because it's mostly like being able to fly around and kind of like heal people and things like that, and then you're able to like give people buffs. I kind of like find the switching between beams and things like that to be enthralling in a way, I guess. I enjoy it quite a lot, and you also get a lot of mobility because you're able to float.
no.
I'm healing you.
I'm hacked.
You want to go into
I'm
the air?
hacked.
Thank you.
I was hacked.
Oh god, I'm getting shot.
Damn it. That Sombra.
I love how Farah,
Whenever
when she
she
dies in the
hacks
air,
you.
she just kind of like slowly falls down like an eagle getting shot.
That guy definitely just got play of the game.
What do you
Just
do?
gonna say that. He got a quadruple kill.
Oh. Well, I am sad to be part of that. Alright, so what's our plan? Do we have a plan for this?
Hopefully we could just break through, but we'll see. Apparently our teammates need some help pushing in.
Yeah, normally they do. I mean, it is a team game after all. Oh my god, I can actually fly all the way to you, even if you're like across the map. That's pretty ridiculous. I have my revive, by the way, so as long as I live and you die, we're good. Oh, you got too far from my beam, though. There we go. So how close to the objective do we actually have to be? Do we have to be like right on the ground, or can we be like sort of floating above it?
It depends.
Oh, so
like,
now we're
in order to
contesting it
con-
by being above it.
in-
Okay.
Yeah, like you have to be in a certain radius of it.
Okay. Fly around. You know, one thing I want to get good at in League of Legends is definitely the jungle, because that's my worst role now that I've been practicing top lane.
Is it? That's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
I kind of like jungling so much. I have my ultimate too.
Ultimate is ready. I used to jungle back in the day, but like that was back when I wasn't good at anything, so I didn't really know any better. I remember the first time I jungled in League of Legends, it was god awful. It was basically me running around kind of pretending I know what I'm doing and then dying to jungle creeps. Which you actually did that on Evelyn twice in one game.
Right. Yeah. And we still won.
Yeah, we still won.
By the way.
It's just, you got executed.
By the way. 3 times.
Was it 3 times?
No, it was just like twice.
Yeah, I remember it was red buff both times. And you were like, really, again? So upset by it.
Yeah, it's just like sometimes it'll just get you.
Yep. I died to red buff more than I died to any other thing.
So
that and raptors. Fuck raptors.
That
Oh god,
soldier...
I can't reach you. My brethren. Oh god. I've been hacked. I've been hacked. So there's Sombra, which is right
I'm above you.
Sombra?
Okay, yes. Sombra is the one hacking everything.
Yeah, she can disable your abilities by hacking you. Which means that in this dystopian future, there is brain hacking. Talk about advanced technology. I don't know where I was going with that. Oh, so I showed you a picture of a laptop. Remember that? The multi-monitored laptop. Concept is pretty sweet. Talk about some CES stuff that's going on that I'm actually interested in. So apparently, Razer did a concept for a laptop that has multiple monitors. And so basically, they slide out from the sides, and they're working on a prototype to where you're actually able to like kind of extend them and curve them and shit. And oh my god, it looks so cool. So it'd be rocking 2 GTX 1080s. I think the monitors themselves are 1920 by 1080 or they're 1440. I'm not sure. I think they might be 1440. I'd have to double check the stats on that.
Oh, you should use your resurrection on me.
I died.
No.
I was dead.
Why would you do that?
Why would I do that? I don't know. I didn't try to. That wasn't the object. I didn't go in there and be like, I'm going to die. That's exactly what I need to do.
It's just like, you know what? I kind of feel like dying this life.
I don't know. You know what? I could do it now. I could just be like, I'm going to die. What is fun is being Battle Mercy and just running around with a pistol and actually killing people, which I've had to do multiple times because nobody was killing people in like one of our games. So I just ran around with a pistol on Mercy and ended up getting gold on the kills. It was hilarious. Also, I might end up switching to somebody else because it seems like we need more firepower than we need healing. I think. I don't know. Shoot him. He's on a platform. Kill him. Got him. Got him. I got him with Battle Mercy skills. Grab a medkit. Yeah, so that laptop, it would be super cool to have a multi-monitor laptop. It's basically...
Oh, yeah. That would be so ridiculous to have.
Yeah, it's apparently going to be pretty thick. Actually, not as thick as I would have thought. It's like
really? How big is it?
I can't remember. I'm trying to remember the exact dimensions of it. It's gonna be like 3 to 4 inches thick or whatever, maybe 5. It's slightly thinner than an average gaming laptop. Which, if you know about gaming, and we're talking about like the 2K range, those things are fucking thick as hell. They're basically mini desktops. But like, it's going to be slightly thinner than those, which was slightly surprising, especially since the thing is supposed to be rocking dual 1080s and not mobile GPUs, like actual 1080 GPUs. Oh, God, I blew up. And so basically, the problem with this thing, though, is that it is freaking heavy. Apparently, it's going to be 18 pounds.
Wow, that is nuts.
Yeah. So the reason for that is, for one, dual 1080s, and it has to have a battery pack that can carry it. And apparently the battery that they had in the preview unit was not something you would run normally. And so basically, you would have to get like a different monitor or an external battery or some sort of thing to end up getting it to run. Mm-hmm. But the 3 monitors are going to be the main weight of it because they have to have the metal framing and everything for those. And, you know, the main thickness of the laptop, like half of the laptop is the monitor thickness because they would have to stack on top of each other when they go inside each other. But, like, as a concept, that seems super cool to me. It would be expensive. Yeah. Razer said in a, like, blog post or whatever on their, like, public blog, they were like, this thing would probably cost a little bit over $5,000 to get, like, a base model, which would not be 1080s. And so, yeah, that would be expensive. Originally, it was going to be... Oh, wait, it's Acer? I think Acer is the one publishing it or producing it. So if you're looking for that information, go check the Acer blog. And long story short, god damn it, I fell off the edge. It would be madly expensive. Oh, no. It was going to be originally a special order thing, so you'd have to like specially order it, which would be even more expensive. But it seems like now they kind of want to make it a consumer product so you can just buy it at like a normal store. But I don't know who's going to have like a $10,000 product on their store shelves.
Yeah.
That's pretty rare. Because, I mean, let's say like somebody broke it, like had to return it on a return policy or something like that. Like, they're not going to eat that cost.
Terrible.
So, yeah. Pretty niche product, but I think it would be super sick. Obviously, I recommend something like, you know, a desktop if you're actually looking for that sort of setup. But, like, let's say you do a lot of LAN parties or something like that, and you could just sit down with your buddies and be like,
so gnarly.
hey, guys, I got a laptop. And they're like, why is that thing so thick? And you're like, you sit down, pull up the other monitors, curve it around your head, and you're like, what's up, bitches? Let's game.
Yeah, that would definitely be like the biggest dick in the room.
Yeah, pretty much. I could also see some people using it for like production and things like that. Like, let's say you're somebody who needs, you know, some pretty good sort of view space. I could see it for like maybe minor video editing, like on-site video editing. Let's say you were at CES, need to do live video. There you go.
Yeah, I could definitely see that happening. You know, like you know, movie productions. I could see them probably doing something.
Movie production generally has like a mobile setup. So I think it would be more for like live shows and things like that, or maybe smaller content creators that needed things, or not really smaller content creators, but I mean like people on YouTube is what I meant by that, not big publications and shit. Oh no, you died before I could heal you. Let's get you back up. Go, live, live, my brother. Oh god, I'm getting shot from behind. Hello, Sombra. One thing about this game that is kind of like integral to actually doing well is like communicating and shit like that. We are not communicating whatsoever.
Yeah, but you know, we gotta talk about the podcast.
Yeah, podcast stuff. And I did. That's fine. It's been a week since I've done a podcast, as it generally is. Do podcast.
And what was what did you do on last week's podcast?
I was drawing actually. So I tried out, basically I did a test run of kind of like an art stream sort of thing because I want to start doing art streams because I'm sketching every day. And so, yeah, I wanted to do that. But that's what I was doing last week. It kind of went terrible because I was absolutely tired. I was actually talking with you, Evan, before I started that podcast, if you remember.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. And I was like, I'm going to go do a podcast. And then immediately after that podcast, I passed out. I was like, at the end of that podcast, I'm like tired. I'm like, I can't even do an outro, guys. I'm gone.
Oh no.
And so
that sounds terrible.
So yeah, I ended the stream, laid down, instantly fell asleep. All my lights were still on. My recording setup was still on my computer and everything like that. It just I didn't shut any of it down. I just laid down and passed out. Apparently it didn't turn out too bad. I had a friend check it out and he said like, yeah, it was interesting. You talked a lot about creative stuff. So if you're interested in like the creative process and things like that, you can go ahead and check that one out. It's an hour instead of the hour and a half to 2 hours that we normally do. So it's a little bit shorter. And I'm a little bit scatterbrained. I just did not know where my brain was going. And I was trying to draw. I do a lot of mental drawing stuff. So like I draw from memory more so than references. So I was very much not in the mindset to do a podcast when I was doing it. But yeah, I'll be doing art streams eventually once I get the right setup for it. So that'll be fun. Who should I play this game?
Could go Hanzo.
Oh man, I'm so bad with Hanzo.
No,
let's try it. Don't play him. You're bad with him. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go. Logic number 101. Oh, apparently they have 8K monitors working now with consumer hardware. 8K monitors.
Wow.
Twice the resolution of the 4K monitors. Nobody's going to be able to run those things. Apparently you need like very high-end hardware to get it to run. I guess they're using is it DisplayPoint 1.3, which is only available on like the newest graphics cards I don't even think you can buy yet. So, yeah, like not the GTX 1080, but like the kind of like the Titan X of whatever the hell this generation is going to be, which is going to be madly expensive. So, like, it's not consumer grade, but at the same time, it's running on hardware that you could theoretically purchase eventually, as soon as NVIDIA allows you to buy them. So, that's exciting, I guess, for some people. I'm not even on 4K yet, and I won't be for a very long time.
Yeah, that's kind of nuts. I was not expecting that to come out, hear about that.
Yeah, so apparently that stuff will be coming around in the next probably 2 years, I would say. I'm going to estimate. I mean, I could easily see it in 2 years, and then us having that sort of, I guess, monitor resolution. But the thing is, like, people see those big monitors and they're like, oh yeah, that would be great for gaming and things like that. And they're like, no, not really. We can barely run 4K right now. So, like, yeah, you're going to have problems with that. And games are only getting more and more demanding. So, like, yeah. And honestly, I would rather have all those resources that are put into resolution go towards other things like AI or better, better fidelity lighting and things like that. And higher texture quality is one thing that I really, really wish that a lot of games had. Even Overwatch itself, I find a lot of textures are kind of meh.
Right. I can understand how you see that.
I don't know. This game, it doesn't look bad, and apparently it runs really, really well. It's very well optimized, but that's also why some of the textures are kind of meh. It's because they have to cut corners somewhere.
Yeah, but I like the quality of it for what it is and what
it's very polished, I've got to say. Some of the visual effects I feel like could be a little bit more. I remember one kind of disappointment I mentioned. It's not really against the game or anything. It really doesn't affect the game whatsoever. But I wish there was more environmental stuff that happened.
Right.
And so, like, let's say you were going towards, like, I don't know, you're going into a diner or something like that. Like, I'm in a room right now where there's a bunch of tables. I wish these tables were full and there was stuff around the tables and stuff like that. And then when you're fighting, things could end up flying across the screen and just exploding everywhere. Like, that's the type of stuff I would love to see, because in Far Cry 3 they had some of that stuff to where there'd be like a very big combat section to where you'd be in a room and then everything would just kind of explode around you and shit like that. And those were set pieces because the game's kind of older.
Kind of like Battlefield games.
Yeah, like Battlefield games.
They're indestructible environments. They're famous for their indestructible.
Rainbow Six Siege has a really great system. Like, there will be a room with a table, and then you'll see bullets going straight through the wall. You'll see holes in the wall, and it will just tear up that table. And it looks so gorgeous and just adds so much, like, I don't want to say realism, but it adds, like, so much tension to the situation because you're like, oh, shit's going down because everything's exploding. And so, oh, damn, I just got a headshot. That was great. And so, like, it just adds so much more to the game. And I feel like that would help Overwatch and kind of its environments a little bit. I don't know. Some maps are better than others, I will say. I don't really like this one. I like the one that's kind of like in the overgrown city area, I think is my favorite map. Which you were saying was like the first map?
Which one?
The one with the overgrown kind of city and everything like that. And it's got the broken robots down.
Oh, yeah, that they just released that map.
Oh, just released it?
Well, it's the first released map.
Oh, first additional map. That's what you meant. Okay, well, I misunderstood you. Also, I said I suck with Hanzo, and I'm getting so many headshots. It's pretty great. So apparently, maybe I don't suck as much with Hanzo as I thought. Oh god, I'm dying left and right though. That's a thing that's happening. Hide behind hay. Oh my god, I hid behind hay and it saved me from an explosion. That's pretty great. But yeah, like when Diva has a self-destruct, so what she just did is she sent out her little mech, because she gets to be in a mech, and then she jumps out of it whenever she wants. But it self-destructs. Right. It would be awesome if it self-destructed, and then you just saw the environment around you just explode and shatter into pieces. It would just add so much more impact, and it would help with their kind of readability issues too. Like, that's another thing. It's like, when the environment's blowing up, you know where bullets are coming from because you know where the environment's blowing up. So I feel like that would help.
I think the only problem with that is if they did that, it wouldn't be like as esportsy.
Well, they didn't do it for one, ease of reading everything, and number two, graphical reasons. Like, it takes a lot of horsepower to run that type of stuff. Like, let's say Rainbow Six Siege, when stuff is blowing up, people lose frame rate. There are people who have had the game crash because their hardware isn't up to date, and since all those things are kind of like flying around and everything like that, it has to calculate all of it. Let's use an ultimate right on top of them while they're doing that. That failed. That was a terrible idea. I shouldn't have done that. Not doing so great. What else did they have at CES? They had a bunch of cars and things like that. I think the show is still going. I think it's going on for till Monday, I think. So they've still got a lot of stuff to show over there. I don't know. We're not mostly a tech-based podcast, but that's pretty much all I got to talk about, really. So,
right.
Yeah, they showed a bunch of car stuff, like self-driving cars have been popular. I've been seeing stuff about it all over Twitter. People are like, "Oh, it's self-driving cars," and I'm like, "Cool. I ain't gonna buy one, not for a while at least." I don't even have a normal car, so I mean, I'm a bad example.
I personally hate driving, so I would definitely consider something like that.
Yeah, they're expensive though. So I'll be waiting. You know, right now, though, we're looking at a future to where everything's going to have some sort of self-driving systems in it because it is a safety thing. Like, a self-driving car can be used for, like, let's say medical reasons. Let's say you have a heart attack or something like that. It can drive you to the hospital or some shit, you know?
Yep.
So, I feel like we're going to have auto-driving stuff all over. Like, my mom's car is fairly outdated. It's, like, a few years old, but it already has the whole auto brakes when there's something in the cam in the back of the car. And, like, I feel like we're going to see a lot of that type of stuff getting a lot more advanced. Apparently, there was a car just before CES that they had a test to where it could see the car in front of the car in front of you using, like, you know, infrared lasers and shit like that, which was fucking crazy. So it predicted that a car was going to stop that was in front of the car in front of you, so it was able to brake before you even knew that the car in front was braking, which is fucking crazy.
That was kind of ridiculous. I just got ulted by an Anna. That's Torbjorn.
Oh, you got the old buff up, so you were like super strong.
That was pretty entertaining there for a second, and so and I was able to accomplish about putting my turret on the payload.
I'm just shooting people with arrows. That's pretty much what I've been doing this entire time. I'm actually doing fairly well with him. I'm shooting where I need to. I guess I'm a little bit more focused. I died.
To Torbjorn.
And then everyone explodes.
Very well as well. Wow, they did, didn't they?
Yeah, Diva sent out her mech and everything just went pop. What is some gaming news this week? Really should try to find some gaming news. NVIDIA GeForce's game streaming is coming to PC.
Oh, no.
So what that is, basically, it's a service to where you can stream games to like your NVIDIA TV or a tablet. And so they're bringing that to PC. So if you're somebody who likes the streaming services, there you go. I have a lot of problems with those. Streaming services are not great. You have internet latency, and you have the kind of like terrible quality that comes with streaming.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you can't really do much about that.
I've heard that NVIDIA's is pretty good, like the quality-wise is pretty dang good. But like at the same time, you still have that internet latency. There's nothing you can do about that. Quite literally nothing. And so, yeah, I don't know if they're going to be able to fix anything about that. But if you're interested in that, they have a bunch of like PC games and things like that. They have the Trine games on there, which I would recommend just buying because they're like $5. But like, have those games on there. I don't know what else they have on there because I haven't looked at the streaming service in a long time. So, yeah. But yeah, that's coming to PC. So that's interesting. They're kind of getting into the whole streaming games market, which is pretty good. And we will win? Oh, we're in overtime now.
We're about to
win.
I'm about to.
Let's do this.
I used Torbjorn's ultimate on top of the payload, so...
Yeah, we won.
I have a giant Omega turret on the payload.
Whoop, whoop. We win. Fitting.
Oh my goodness.
I kind of like the personalized ending for this map.
Right. Some other maps. There's another map that does that too. But I don't remember which one it was, to be honest.
Oh yeah, one thing that's cool about Overwatch, each map is a different game mode, instead of making it so that a map has multiple game modes, which is both a good thing and a bad thing. Because,
Oh no.
Oh hey, you got the best kill streak. I'm going to go ahead and commend you because you're on my team, and I'm a skills like that.
No, I'm getting commended by everybody, apparently. Well...
Some people.
Oh, I get a loot
I got
box.
a silver and gold. Oh yeah, the better you do, the higher you rank up on your team, the more medals you get. So there's gold for the first person, and silver for second, and then bronze for third. I didn't get that many kills. Apparently a lot of kills happened that game. Yeah, one thing that's kind of like interesting about that whole, one map per game type or one game type per map is that each map is specifically designed for that game type. But at the same time, that also means that one map is only one game type.
Right, that's the unfortunate part, at least.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope they go back and like do regions and they make multiple versions of that region to be different sort of, I guess, game types, I guess. I'm going to play Zenyatta, who is not a female bulky lady with lasers. It's a thin xenophobic, or not xenophobic. Wow, that's the wrong word.
Xenophobic.
He is afraid of the peace.
He says no peace for you.
I can't. It's not phobic. What's the other word that's addiction?
Addiction?
Yeah, like Zen addict, but that's not the right word. That's something else entirely. I don't know. He's Zen. He's a monk type guy, and he shoots balls. I like to call him the robot with balls.
He also just he has a nutcracker skin where he shoots nuts, which is funny.
Which only plays into the joke. Oh yeah, this game also has sprays. I make a face on a wall. Sprays are uninteresting. They're boring. No wonder people hate them in the loot box system.
Sprays are for the play of the game moment, you know, when you flex up and everything.
Literally the game, after you told me that, I was like, sprays are kind of boring and dumb. Everyone just sprays them on the door at the beginning of the game. And then you're like, oh yeah, it's for like plays of the games and shit like that. So it's like when you're winning and everything, you just make a really good play. You just spray it onto a wall. And I immediately after that, I just go into a game and I'm wrecking his diva. And like at the very end of the clip, you just see me aim at the ground and spray real quick and run away. And I'm like, yes, I did it right. So that was pretty great. So now I'm playing Zenyatta, which is a support robot. He has these orbs. He can throw 2 orbs out at once, which one buffs enemy or debuffs enemies, and then one gives you healing properties to your allies. And then he shoots a bunch of balls and shit like that. And then he also blows up when Farah shoots him with a rocket. Which is generally how it goes when you're a robot and get shot.
Alright.
Blow up. What other news happened this week? I don't even know.
I just recently made a new Twitch account.
Oh yeah, you made a Twitch account. Oh yeah, let's talk about streaming for a minute, because you're going to try doing streaming and video stuff. God damn it, I just got wrecked.
That I will be. I'll be definitely going to be trying to get in streaming and style of playing. And
yeah.
I'll be streaming League of Legends and Overwatch mainly.
Yeah, I know you're going to be streaming Overwatch, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's...
I'll probably be joining him in some of these streams, I don't know.
Yeah, there's probably some multicasting right there.
Yep. We'll be rolling around being like, hey, welcome to our nightly shit, man. We actually tend to do a lot of streaming stuff. I got a kill while dying. That guy just ran in between in between everyone and just shot directly me. I felt very sad.
That's actually pretty funny.
Turret.
That ends up happening a lot in this game, which is actually kind of funny. Because, like, a lot of people will just, like, ignore one person and they'll see, like, the big force and they're just like, look at that.
Yeah, they're like, look at all those people I can shoot. If I aim at everyone, then I don't miss anyone.
Yeah.
Whoop. Reload. So, yeah, you're, after this podcast, we're probably going to end up sending OBS for you and everything like that.
Yep.
Testing all that shizow out. If you're interested in what his Twitch channel is, you can find it in the description / below the video feed, wherever you're watching live.
Or you can just go to twitch.tv, Evan the Tank.
Yep. It is his name in this game as well, so you can find it. He literally just made it, so it's pretty good. You had another account, but it had like 2 people following, which was me and I think probably you or your friend.
I have honestly no idea.
Oh. Well, you gained a follower somewhere, so there you go.
Figured now that I got my new computer built, kind of might as well start up with a new account. You know how it is. Yep.
You're still waiting on your graphics card though, right? Because you're still running on the, you're running on an Radeon 360, I think.
Yeah, the Radeon 360. I mean, I could still run a lot of stuff pretty well.
Yeah,
honestly.
it's not a terrible card. It's a lower to mid range card. It's like slightly weaker than the GTX 660, which is what I was running before my PC upgrade a few months ago.
Right.
It's not a bad card. You can run most modern games pretty highly. You just can't run everything on max, and you run into problems when you start going into like streaming and stuff like that, because you know that stuff is pretty intensive.
Yeah, well, hopefully the rest of my CPU and everything got pretty well set up to make up for it.
Yeah, because you're running a 6700K like me for the Intel processor, so you've got streaming pretty much set down. But yeah, so you're going to be using OBS though. I'm using XSplit, so this is going to be fun. I have tons of problems with OBS, so hopefully you don't have those problems.
Right.
For those who don't know.
Do you like XSplit more, or is that, is that a better program to be working with?
You have to pay for it. I'm only using XSplit because I actually got it for 2 years free.
Oh, okay.
So basically, long story short, I'm like, I'm going to try it because OBS isn't working right now. And it worked right out the gate. So I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm just going to stick with it because I'm so tired with messing with like recording things and stuff like that. Yay, ultimate, everyone heal. So when I ult on Zenyatta, I heal everyone in my range. And they're happy, I think, probably. I don't know. I can't read people's feelings. Yeah, OBS is, for people who don't know, OBS is an open source program and everything like that. So it's as good as the community can make it.
Right.
Which means that it also doesn't have a bunch of like funding behind it either. So we kind of run into a situation to where there's a lot of bugs with it all the time.
Like hobby streaming.
Yeah, hobbyists and things like that. There are businesses that do use it though. And so sometimes businesses will throw on a programmer here and there, but it's pretty rare. So
what are some of the top streaming streaming applications nowadays? You know?
OBS and XSplit are like the primary ones, and then there's a few smaller ones that are kind of thrown around depending on kind of what you have available. There's a few. Oh shit! The guy with the hammer, Reinhardt, he moved his shield and I ended up blowing up. That was super lame. But yeah, there's a few smaller ones depending on what you have available. I know that if people who use like media servers and stuff like that, they might set up their own FFmpeg thing to kind of stream on their own, which ends up kind of sometimes having better quality if you know how to set it up properly. But for the most part, it's OBS and XSplit are the primary streaming applications.
Okay. Well, that's always good.
Yeah. Then for like capture and stuff like that, I know I use NVIDIA Share for the most part and OBS, but there's also DxTory, which is pretty good. Some people like to use Bandicam still. Fraps has pretty much died. I'm pretty sure you know what Fraps was, right? It was pretty old screen capture.
Fraps. No, I don't think I heard of that one, to be honest.
Oh, well, it's super old. It came out back in 2002, I think, was the original release of the program, and like it has not been updated in years. And so for some reason, some people still use it, and some people have no problems with it. I can't get it to work whatsoever, and I lost my key to it a long time ago, so I can't even get the full version. And I'm like, screw it. It's not optimized. It makes huge file sizes, and it's terrible. But some people end up having to use that one as well, especially people who have been doing it for a long time. They just kind of stick with what works, and it works for them, so they're like, why would I change? And I don't blame them.
Yeah, I mean, I understand it. Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah. So like on my streaming though, so if you can see basically everything that you can do with XSplit, with the exception of some of their trademark stuff, you can pretty much do with OBS. It just takes a little bit more finicking sometimes. But yeah, it's a pretty good program. I like OBS. It has some compatibility problems with Windows 10 as of recently. When they did the anniversary update, they broke a lot of stuff. And so basically my software was unusable for a very long time. And I ended up moving back into using NVIDIA Share for my videos. But I recently got lossless capture to work again. So,
okay. That's always good.
So that's exciting. So I'll have lossless footage and everything like that for the hard drive space I don't have.
On a side note, only 5 more levels till competitive.
Yeah.
What is up?
25, right?
Yep.
We're excited. I haven't played competitive yet, and you said that this game gets 1,000 times better when you can play competitive because people actually try.
Yep. People actually try to go for the win.
So that'll be good.
But we have to get through our placements first.
Oh man, placements. But theoretically, that's going to put us up against people that are like our skill level, theoretically.
Hopefully.
So that's good. Hopefully we don't have the whole League of Legends having to climb out of hell to get there, though.
We'll see.
We've been having a problem on League of Legends to where we're kind of like playing, and it's like, these people are obviously not our skill level, or at least not our knowledge level, because we just like either dominate or get dominated, or like we run into a game to where our teammates just have absolutely no clue what they're doing. That's always unfortunate. Luckily, this game you don't have to worry about builds and shit like that, because having to worry about your builds in games like League of Legends is probably one of the biggest things that ends up kind of turning off new players. Also, this is pretty crazy. I'm pretty much dying. I like Mei. I think she's one of my favorite characters, surprisingly, because I didn't like her the first time I played her.
That's actually pretty funny.
Yeah.
A lot of people really hate Mei because they think she is the devil.
She is the devil. She's very friendly and very nice, and she says sorry when she kills people. And but she's probably easily one of the closest to a demon that you could find in this game. So yeah, and also you can place walls on her walls, which is hilarious.
Right.
I don't know. She's pretty fun. when she uses her normal cannon, she can actually freeze people if it's been attacked long enough. But you can only freeze one person at a time, so basically her counter is bundle up, which is kind of funny because that's how you warm up. Lol, lol, lol. I wonder if that was intentional. I actually do. Oh god. Ah, dang it. I wasn't on the ground. I jumped for some reason. I'm used to playing McCree and stuff. You can roll while you jump with McCree, which is interesting.
Oh, yeah, which is pretty. You can do a lot of skill maneuvers while doing other skill maneuvers. It's pretty gnarly. Oh no.
I'm still
Got killed.
I'm still learning all the mechanics and how they go together. We had what was that girl's name again? Not Zenyatta, but like the girl with the pink hair. Zara? Zarya. Yeah, there was that combo we did with Zarya to where we were like, we had the, whatchamacallit, I put up the wall and then you put up the,
oh yeah,
the sucky in thingy and then we just throw
ultimate
them
in the
all
main wall. Yeah,
that was hilarious.
yeah, that is pretty funny. And you can just knock them right off the
Freezing
map like that.
people and getting headshots. Freezing people and getting an achievement. Achievement unlocked. Cold snap.
I hope this person actually gets off of Zarya.
Oh my god, that thing is so cute. I just got to do spray and it looks cute as fuck. We're equipping that after this game. That's what's going on.
Alright then.
Eliminated. Their fate. So hopefully the gameplay in the background has been interesting. I have no idea how the stream's going to look because I haven't tested this with Overwatch yet. So, yeah.
Hopefully it looks good.
Yeah, I'm assuming it will. Most games seem to capture well. I don't know how the quality is going to be. I think I'm running at 720p right now at 30 FPS, so it should look fairly decent. Not like amazing or anything like that, but it'll look better than my original stream, which I tried to do at 1080 at 60 FPS, which looked terrible because basically I didn't have the bitrate for it. One thing to note about streaming is that different streaming platforms actually have like different caps to where they allow you to go in streaming. YouTube allows you to go a lot higher in the streaming quality.
Right.
But it also doesn't have the viewership. And Twitch allows you to go up to, I think it's 3,500 bitrate. So I have mine on like an ultra preset on XSplit and everything like that at 720. And it looks alright. It doesn't look amazing or anything like that, but it's the best I can do, basically.
Right.
So
I can understand that.
Yeah, I hit at the 3,200 mark, and if I go too much higher, then Twitch actually kicks you off the platform. You can actually get banned for not following it. And there's been some big streamers that have tried to go above it, and they actually, you know, kind of get yelled at, and they're like, hey, you can't do this. I know you're like a big moneymaker for us, but like at the same time, you gotta follow the rules.
Of course.
Yep. You also can't stream questionable content on Twitch, while you can on YouTube, apparently. People have been getting away with some questionable games on YouTube. So that's fun. Oh, that reminds me of a bit of gaming news I noticed. I already told you about this one, Evan, but apparently the first uncensored game, adult-oriented visual novel, is coming to Steam.
Oh, yeah.
So I think, what was it called? Lady Killer in a Bind or something like that?
I'm not sure. Is that what it was called?
I think that's what it was called. I was reading about it on Gama Sutra.
I need to pre-order this game.
Yeah, so Evan wants the first one. Even though there's already adult visual novels on Steam, there's tons of them. What they do is that they kind of work around. What they do is they censor it and then they add a patch in the forums that you download and then you just apply the patch. So basically you get the uncensored version. You just had to take 2 extra seconds to set it up. Now, the thing about this one, though, is that the developer of Lady Killer in a Bind actually contacted Valve, and according to the article I was reading, it took her a long time to get a hold of them. But she explained to an employee that, like, hey, it's integral to the experience of the game because it is a story about sexual affairs and things like that. And so, basically, when the Valve employee heard it, and was like, yeah, you know what? Sure. We don't really care, to be honest. And so, basically, they got the game that's going to go up on Steam, and it's uncensored. So, there you go. This also means that there's going to be a lot of them that show up out of nowhere. So, this won't be the first. This is the first, but it won't be the last.
La Revolution.
La Revolution. There's actually a lot of adult games. Like, the adult game market has been growing over the last few years, so it doesn't surprise me in the least. I do think it's kind of weird that the gaming industry is so taboo about it, though. It's like, there's like erotic movies and shit like that all the time. And there's like R-rated
Right.
movies that are obviously kind of targeted at a certain demographic that kind of sides on the side of this may as well be pornography. While games, though, aren't allowed to do that apparently. So I don't know, I feel like it's kind of weird. But in the version of Steam, we're getting that stuff if you're into it. Personally, I won't be buying it. Probably won't buy any of them.
That would be unfortunate.
That'd be unfortunate. What?
Yeah.
What do
to
you mean?
not buy any of them.
No. Well, the thing about adult games is that none of them are good. At least from what I know. I'm not like big into the industry or anything like that, but for the most part, it's visual novels, and those are boring. Although I did have a friend recommend me one visual novel. It's not an adult visual novel, called Danganronpa, and he's also wants me to check out Steins Gate, which he says is pretty good as well. So
I've seen both of those actually.
So no, he's recommended both of those ones to me quite a lot. So eventually I might check them out. I obviously don't have a lot of funds to spend on games, so I probably won't ever pick them up. But eventually, if they're ever like on sale for $1 or something, I'll probably end up checking them out as an experience.
Right, I can understand that.
They have good reviews though. So you've seen both of them. What are they about?
I don't know too much about them, but like I've seen them. So the Danganronpa has definitely got like a murdery ropa like to it, and then that's how that usually goes with that. Oh my goodness, that Reaper! I'm terribly sorry.
There was another one I heard
Reaper
about.
just come out of nowhere.
There was another one I heard about. I don't remember what it was called. It was basically one to where everyone's like, these people are gonna like, I don't know. It's kind of like a Saw situation where they're gonna die and stuff like that. But you get different bits of story depending on who you kill. I was told to check out that one, and supposedly that one's really good. It
Friday
recently
the
came to PC.
13th. Is it the Jason?
No, it's not a Friday the 13th. It's a Japanese visual novel series. There's like 3 games. They were originally on the DS, and I don't remember what it is called, and I feel really bad because it sounded really interesting and really cool. But basically, it's a Saw situation where there's characters, and depending on who you kill, you get different types of stories. So it's like multiple playthroughs and stuff like that to kind of get different bits of story on each character.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
So yeah, so it's like an interesting kind of thing going on. We have an AFK apparently, or they're switching characters or something. They're just kind of like chilling there. Run. So that one sounds interesting. What about Steins Gate though? I thought when you said I've seen them, I thought you like actually have them or something.
No, I'm just like just taking a look at them, and then like I've seen I've just taken a look at them. That's all it's really.
All right. I don't know. How does Steins Gate look? Because you're like into anime and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
So like,
super
how do they
fan.
look in terms of anime stuff?
Well, there actually is an anime Steins Gate, which is funny.
Oh, okay. Is that what the visual novel is based off of? I'm assuming, probably.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
Dang,
lost.
There's also a Danganronpa anime as well.
My friend said that was terrible.
I mean, yeah, it was kind of terrible. I agree, but I watched it.
I watched it. I have free time. Speaking
really
of
want this
watching,
person-
we can actually talk about anime for a minute because I finished watching my first anime series ever. So, you know what that one is?
Which one's that one?
Cowboy Bebop.
Oh hell.
Yeah, I finished watching it. Watched all 26 episodes of it. That was okay.
Well, that's good.
I don't really know much more about it to say about it.
The
I
next
guess.
one you should watch is Gurren Lagann.
Yeah, you keep recommending
Just
that
saying.
one, so it's on my list. It took me a month and a half to watch Cowboy Bebop. So I'm not big into anime, but like I've had friends constantly recommending me stuff, and I like a lot of Japanese games. They're like, "Hey, you should check out this one, this one, this one." So like I have a very long list of animes that people are like, "You got to watch this." I have trouble watching stuff in general, like animes and things like that. Like I just can't sit down and like watch a show. So it takes me so long to finish them. But I finished Cowboy Bebop, and I gotta say I'm glad I watched it. It was actually pretty good. It lands more on the classic side of the animation and everything like that. So it was much more of a classic anime, and I liked it. It is fairly old.
It's definitely got a huge following behind it, and it's definitely been like voted probably like one of the best animes for people who don't normally watch animes.
Yeah, well, it has a really interesting world and story. It's basically a space cowboy, aka a bounty hunter, but it's like not a future that focuses on sci-fi. It's much more down to earth and kind of real, while at the same time being ridiculous because it's an anime. And the way they kind of approach it is just so interesting. It's so different than what you see normally. And so it's basically take the modern production of a series and make it not shit. And it's pretty good. So I enjoyed it. I like the fact that it wasn't like a future to where everything's all crisp and clean. It was a rugged, dark kind of future that was like you're following a bounty hunter, and you know that when you're watching the series. And it mixes seriousness and comedy in very, very well. With the exception of some of the later episodes, they get a little bit serious, but it was also trying to close everything out, so I understand that. I do feel like I'm a bit disappointed in the way that it ended, in the fact that I feel like some ties were not tied in a way. Like, I feel like I was missing a lot in the story at the end, but at the same time, like, that's kind of like the entire way the story was built to begin with. So it kind of orients itself. First off, you're like, this is badass and kind of comedy-wise, and then it kind of introduces these sort of mystery elements into the series that makes it very interesting to keep going through. Oh, dang it. I tried turning into a ice pillar before dying.
No.
So have you been watching any anime recently?
As of lately, I kind of started up watching Bleach again. But I only started only to the section that I was currently at before I stopped watching.
That's like a really long series, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a really long series. Another ongoing series that I've been watching is One Piece. Long time favorite of One Piece.
Yeah, you're like addicted to One Piece.
Oh yeah. I mean, if I could be addicted, that I would choose to be addicted to that. So, but yeah, I just started watching. I didn't really have much to watch right as of lately, you know. So I was like, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna kind of start this one up and see how it will go on. So far, I've been skipping some of the filler episodes though. Some those ones I could do without.
Yeah, you were mentioning that series has a ton of them or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of, for people who don't know, filler episodes are basically episodes that don't need to be there. They're episodes to where they focus on like one concept, and then it's
just unnecessary side stories.
It's like
they'll just like randomly pick out like one Tuesday of the like the February that they're in.
Yeah, it's like February 4th. You know, the events happened on February 2nd and February 10th are really important, but let's make an episode in between because we need viewership. And so they make like a filler episode that has absolutely nothing to do. It's like, this is a story of when, I don't remember the main character's name is, but he went to the shopping mall. And it's like, cool. Actually, I want to play Diva this game. Play Diva. She's fun. I need to get a skin for
her. You should just wait till the next event. She might get something.
She might. Everything's based off of loot boxes, though. I'm not a fan of the loot boxes.
Well, if you just wait on your currency, you'll be able to buy one of the new skins outright.
Oh, right.
And it's like 3,000 for a skin, so you kind of want to
save up all your coins. So for people who don't know about the whole controversy on Overwatch, the drop system, so they have skins and stuff like that in the game. You can earn them without buying them, but they have a loot box system. So when you level up or you complete your weekly rewards system thing, you actually get loot boxes and it gives you random loot. And the thing is, in order to unlock things outright, like let's say there's a skin you specifically want, in order to get it, you have to actually like get duplicates in these roles or get credit drops from the loot boxes in order to purchase them. So,
which is pretty lame, but
it's okay because they could have just done outright only microtransactions. So it's better than nothing. The main thing that people are annoyed with is the fact that they've released, I think they've kind of backtracked on this, but they released things that you could only get once and you had to buy them. You couldn't get them in like the normal loot boxes and shit. So people didn't like it when they did that, but they've kind of retracted on that and they haven't done it again. So it seems like they fixed that. I'm not a fan of that. I probably will never buy a loot box or anything like that. I do not like random chance stuff. Like, let's say League of Legends, they have, the random loot boxes.
China just is about to start doing something about that shit, isn't that they?
I don't know. I haven't followed the news on this game. But in League of Legends, they have loot boxes, and you can get skins for super cheap by using those loot boxes. But I'll never do it because I don't know what I'm going to get out of it. And so I would much rather just buy a skin outright, even if it's 10 times more the cost. I'd just rather have it and know that I got it. And I have done that before as well. I've bought plenty of skins. You've also bought quite a lot of skins as well.
Yes, I have.
So, I don't know. I'm not a fan of the loot box system. I mean, I think over time I'm kind of opening up to it because I'm playing a lot of games that have it, and it's not that unfair of a system, but at the same time, I just like having an option to know what I'm going to get. And this game doesn't have that quite yet. It has sort of a system to where you can.
Right.
It's kind of looped. I don't know. Most people don't seem to mind it, though, so that's fine. And I'm glad that Blizzard is kind of listening and being like, okay, we can't do the screw over people thing anymore. Let's try not doing that. So
there's actually currently a new meme out, right? It's about Roadhog's new hook, because apparently, people are complaining about his hook, and it's apparently it's super terrible now.
All right then.
So and it's pretty funny looking because it just doesn't hook anybody anymore. Once you get out of vision, out of the way of their hook, if you walk behind something along the lines of the hook, it doesn't hook you.
Oh my god, that was an epic play. So I was getting chased by a bunch of people and they froze me, and I'm like, all right, cool, I'm gonna self-destruct, and I jumped off the cliff, and then I probably shouldn't have jumped off the cliff, but they died. So it looked cool. Oh my god, when you're in the base, the door closes when the match finishes, so I just got locked in here.
Yep.
Dun, dun,
That'll
dun.
happen.
So do you know anything that's coming up in this game? I know you were talking about Doomfist or whatever.
So yeah, the next character that's supposed to be coming out is Doomfist. So the first character they actually did release was Anna, and she is the mother of Farah. And the next character after that, which was a long drug out ARG that they had.
That was Sombra, right?
Yeah, and that was Sombra.
Yay.
Everyone hated the long drug out ARG that they forced everyone to
augmented
deal
game
with.
reality thingy.
Yeah. No, it was just a huge uproar. But they did say that there was another character coming out early 2017. So maybe May or something close to that. When is the next event that they'll probably come out with?
So that'll be interesting.
Yeah. So
they are releasing characters, which is something we said they need to do.
Yes, that is something they needed to do quite a bit. But the new one of the new characters, or one of the new predicted characters, is Doomfist, and he's predicted to be the main bad guy boss villain. The guy who owns the evil talent organization.
I'm assuming that has to do with the story.
Yeah, and that's something along with the storyline. Widowmaker, one of the characters you like, she's part of that organization. Reaper is as well.
Widowmaker's a villain.
Yeah, a lot of the darker people are
all the black people. No, I'm just joking. Sorry, you said it in such a way that was perfect time to make this terrible pun and racist comment.
Right.
I'm just joking, not racist. Although Widowmaker is blue, can we hate on blue people? Does that work?
Can we hate on blue people?
I just want to hate someone. I'll just hate everyone like I always have.
I just want to hate pink people. Fuck them.
Pink people. Yeah, they need a pink skin person. Doomfist should be pink skinned. We'll call him Bobo.
Well, apparently, there's a huge media roar about Terry Crew getting to play the voice for, or Terry Crews just playing the voice for Doomfist.
So that would be interesting. I don't know who that is.
He's a voice actor as well as a visual actor. So he's been in a lot of pretty funny ass movies, and he was actually in one good one. It was called Gamer, and
I've heard of that one.
Yeah, he's in that. I think he's the main bad guy in that. And apparently Terry Crews also plays Overwatch. He bought a rig. He has his own little PC build to play with his son.
Interesting. I think it's kind of cool when voice actors also play games. There's a lot of voice actors that don't, and so sometimes they kind of like don't understand the whole system because they get a lot of celebrities who do like voice acting and stuff like that all the time. But I feel like it helps when they play games because then they at least somewhat know what they're doing. And they can kind of like say like, what is this character going to be doing? And then they can kind of use that in their voice performance.
Right. I like that a lot.
Yeah. We have...
And see, look, that guy knocked me off the map like that, and then he turned around and did it again.
Yep. Self-destruct kills. I got 3 of them. I can
There you
commend my
go.
own skills. But yeah, we have a problem with games, especially AAA games, where we have a lot of highly named voice actors that are not voice actors. They're like actual actors and stuff like that. Apparently I got 4 eliminations, which was good. I don't know how. And so it runs into a situation where we have a lot of voice acting that's just outright terrible.
Had the most objective time. Oh my goodness.
I was bronze on that one.
Oh, didn't you want to back out and put your
Oh yeah,
spray
that's
on?
right. There was a spray.
You could do it now. Hit leave game, but do a check mark. Take me with you.
It's not important. I'm not
Well, I
going
mean,
to
I
worry
have a
about it.
loot
This is
box
going to be
there,
our
so
last
you
match
go.
in the podcast anyways, pretty much.
Oh, well,
We are-
There we go.
We are running out of time, so that's how it
So
goes.
unfortunate.
But yeah, we have problems with the voice actors and stuff like that. Like, you played Skyrim, right?
Yes, I have. played
Yeah, you know in
Skyrim.
Skyrim, you'd go to one city and then like you'd be like, oh, that's that one guy, and then like you go to another city and you hear the same voice. You're like, that's not the same guy.
You shouldn't mercy for me.
Mercy for you. Oh yeah, you're doing Bastion. Let's hope this goes well so we can end this with a good note.
Right, let's try to win.
So yeah, this is our last match, by the way. We'll be closing out after this one. Yeah, so basically, voice actors are kind of boring. I've been playing a lot of Japanese games, mostly from Compile Hearts, because I'm playing through the Neptunia games. I did a review of Neptunia Rebirth 1, but I didn't like the way it turned out.
Honestly, I might try to play some of those games. Like maybe, do they have a? What's their newest one?
Mega
honestly.
Dimension Neptunia is the newest game.
Is that the one that you showed me?
No, I
Or is
showed you
that
the first
one-
game, Rebirth, which is the review I'm going to release in the next week.
Oh, okay.
I recorded the review, and I didn't like the way it turned out. I felt like I skipped over a few points that I wanted to talk about, and I spent too much time talking about the, I guess, the story aspects of it than I wanted to, which is important, but at the same time, when you spend 20... Wow, you just blew up. When you spend 25 minutes talking about... how you like the characters, it doesn't really go well. So I felt like I just
Right.
wasn't in the right mindset to record that day either. Like I spent 2 hours trying to record, and it just didn't turn out very good. So I'll be
No, I can
redoing that
understand
video.
that.
But it is going to be a good video. I have a lot to say about that game. And if you're interested in those games, I'm going to be having a review of every single one. So I recently replayed through 1 and 2. I'm replaying through the 3rd one now, and I have a Mega Dimension review coming up after the Rebirth 1 review. So if you're interested in those games, I will have you covered. So that will be
That's always
interesting.
good to hear.
But yeah, me and you actually played one, Rebirth 1. We were testing out some streaming software that I have, one-to-one streaming software. So since you're doing video stuff, we could actually end up doing collab stuff quite
There we
soon.
go. I'm definitely interested
So-
in doing that.
So yeah, that's pretty fun. I'm following this diva now because I don't know where you're at.
Oh my goodness. The Bastion on their team.
Oh my god, we
literally
just saw. Oh my god, that was brutal. May just got ran over by a car.
pulled up.
We were
The
fighting
Bastion
him,
on-
and Diva's like, shoot, 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 and then just like they jumped backwards to get away, and then just got hit by a car.
Oh, that's
That was so
funny.
sad. Okay, anyways, what were you saying?
Well, I just you know the lift on this map.
The what?
The Bastion on their team actually went up the lift and formed into a landing and then straight up murdered me.
That's quite epic.
Okay.
But yeah, we were testing out one-to-one streaming software, and so you actually played Rebirth 1 for a little bit, just a little bit of the gameplay. So yeah, they're good games. I like them a lot. I mostly like the story. The gameplay is good, and it doesn't really kind of stretch outside of its bounds until the 4th game, which is Mega Dimension. Mega Dimension is probably one of the best JRPGs ever. It's in my top 5 games of 2016. Go check out that video. And so it's pretty good. But at the same
my God.
time, they're not
Please.
not
Aw.
amazing. I tried healing you.
Revive me.
Oh, revive you? Okay.
Revive me.
Go. I forgot I even had that.
Oh, damn it.
See how well that worked? See why I saved it?
Right.
But yeah, they're pretty good games. I like them. If you're into JRPGs and you're into gaming and anime and stuff like that, you'll definitely enjoy them. But at the same time, don't expect the sun and moon. Basically. Mega Dimension's really good, though. It's hard to start off at that game, though, because it requires so much background knowledge of the characters to really get a lot of what they do early on. They do explain who everyone is, but it just takes a long time for you to kind of like get their personalities again, I guess.
Right, I can understand that.
Yeah. So I always recommend, if somebody was interested in the series, to start at Rebirth 1 or Rebirth 2, which is a remake of the first and second game. But at the same time, Mega Dimension is just such a good game that it's like, even if you wouldn't enjoy the other ones, but you like JRPGs, you might like that one. But one thing to note, it is an all-female cast for the playable characters, and the cutesy aesthetic as well. So that's kind of like makes people question the series quite a lot. Oh god, this guy has a cannon. I love how I can switch to Mercy and be like, I'm going to shoot him for a little bit while you guys are full health, and then they die on me. And I'm like, well, I probably shouldn't have done that. So yeah, I'll probably be playing those probably later tonight / tomorrow, get that review done. I'm excited for it.
There you go.
Although I'm kind of running into a problem right now to where all the reviews, like the recent reviews on my channel, have all been like Japanese or Korean. And so everyone's going to look at it and be like, man, this guy only checks out Japanese games. And I'm like, no, I check out other games too. I have a review for Ori and the Blind Forest coming up when I finish it.
There you go.
Oh yeah, I didn't finish that one, or I didn't talk about how I finished that game. Well, almost finished it. I'm at the very end. And that game is fantastic. Fuck, I tried switching to you and I accidentally clicked on an ally next to you. I'm going to revive you. And die. I was trying to revive more than one person. And I just died instead. But yeah, Ori and Blind Forest, absolutely superb platformer. Easily one of the best platformers I've ever played. It is fantastic. It is a beautiful art style, has a lovely story. It's just so good in every way. And like one of the things that it does is it introduces mechanics and actually uses the mechanics properly.
Right.
And so, yeah, it's pretty good.
That sounds actually like a really interesting looking game.
It is. It's not very long though. I'm like 4 hours in at the very end of the game. So like if you're good at platformers, you're going to run out of content pretty quick. There's like the definitive edition is the one I recommend getting because there are 2 different versions of the game. I think you can only buy definitive version now. But like it adds in an extra ability that you really don't need to finish the game. And it adds in an extra area, which was really, really fun. So it's about like 20 minutes of extra gameplay. And it looks better as well. They fixed a bunch of like graphical issues and things like that. So that'll be fun. Oh, you switched characters. Bastion wasn't working, was he?
Nah, actually, we're on this map. I'm gonna pull out the Torbjorn.
Alright, I'm gonna switch over to Lucio. Wait, can I not do that now?
You have to go backwards into
Yeah,
the ship.
I had to back up a little bit farther. There we go. Now I'm Lucio. This guy plays music. He is kind of like a stereotypical character, but at the same time, he's pretty fun. Oh man, gonna kill people and die probably. Ow, 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 ow. Taking bullets. One thing about D.Va is she has a lot of health, but she also has a mech to where she jumps out of it or whatever. But she does not do a lot of damage in either form.
So long.
Whoa. Where's all my allies? Guys, I need you here.
Oh no.
Speed buff. Go, go, go.
Right.
Gotta kill people. See, yeah, we're in the Blind Forest. I've got to say, I'm disappointed there's not more. But the way they use each of the mechanics in each of the areas is superb. And they don't do that thing to where it's like one area has only one mechanic. They do a thing to where you like sort of casually use all the mechanics. And yes, each area does kind of focus on one mechanic, as you would expect. But it still introduces the other mechanics in ways that are interesting while doing kind of everything at once. And so it just gets periodically more and more challenging and more interesting as the game goes on, which is something that's pretty rare for a platformer. And it's also paced very, very well. I felt like the difficulty curve was just right while going through the story. So, yeah, great game. It's got lots of collectibles and stuff like that, too. So, it's just fun all around. I would recommend playing it with a gamepad, though, although the keyboard controls were a lot better than I would have ever expected them to be as well. Like, probably the best performing platformer on... like a keyboard and mouse that I've ever expected, because there are things to where you have to aim, and normally you do the right stick for that, but they use the mouse for it, and it actually works extremely well. Like, you're able to like jump off of enemies and shit like that, and so when you're jumping off of enemies, you're able to use this sort of keyboard and mouse combo to actually aim very, very quickly and kind of like perfectly. So it's pretty fun. So do you have any other games you're gonna end up trying to play out eventually, or?
I'm definitely gonna just try to start building a list. I just don't know
Games to
what
check
yet.
out?
You know.
Oh yeah, because you haven't had like a PC. You've been stuck on a laptop, and the laptop was not particularly great.
Yeah, no, that thing not in the slightest.
Yeah, what was funny is your laptop. Did you get your laptop after I got mine? I can't remember. I think it was slightly after you got yours. I don't know. It started off though. You had the better laptop, so you were running everything better, and then I ended up getting a desktop eventually because I went to college and everything like that. Used college funds. Yay, college. And then I ended up upgrading again. So like, while I've been excelling in the PC market, you've been like kind of stuck in the console market for the most part.
Right.
Oh yeah, you played Final Fantasy 15 as well.
I gotta love that Final Fantasy.
Yeah, we're out of time to talk about it, but
oh, we'll talk about Final Fantasy 15 on the next podcast.
Yeah. Hopefully it comes to PC, because I really want to play it, because everyone's saying it's pretty good. I don't know if it's going to end up being my favorite Final Fantasy, like for everyone else it seems to be, but like...
I might end up buying it again for the PC, so, you know, just to
leave game as group.
See how it looks. See how it looks if it comes out for the PC.
I also got a loot box.
I did as well.
Yeah, once it comes out on PC, I'll definitely buy it like right away. I have all the Final Fantasies on PC. Even Final Fantasy X, which I haven't finished yet. So
I have May the Abominable Snowman.
Nice. So anyways, this is going to be the end. So this is where we kind of like say thank you guys for watching and sort of give our closing comments. This has been the Broken Chatbox.
Thank everybody for watching.
Yeah, so my name's been Michael, and I run this whole shebang. You can check out my YouTube channel. It is on the screen, hopefully, unless I screwed up my overlay. I don't know. It's on there probably. But Michael P. Stanich on the YouTubes. You can find the links below. Also, if you're on the archive, you can also find them in the description as well. And then also, this has been Evan. Go ahead and do your closing comments.
Yeah, it's Evan the Tank. You know, check me out at twitch.tv, Evan the Tank. You know, and then my I'm just gonna go ahead and start playing some more video games tonight. You know, it's gonna kick it off like that.
That's how it's gonna go. He's also very new to this. He hasn't actually done any videos or anything like that. He's joined me in streams before, though. We used to have streams all the time way back in the day. So
yes,
I don't know. You'll probably see more of him on my stuff as well.
Future.
We'll try and do collab stuff all the time. I don't know. I don't do a lot of collab stuff. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. You can check out this podcast every week. Also, make sure to check out the archive for the other episodes. I recommend kind of checking out a few of those. I did an art stream thing. Tell me how it went. I think it went terrible, but people like it, so I don't know. I might do art streams as well in the future. But thank you guys so much for watching. Let's see if I can remember my shortcut to end the stream.